Luis Diaz has found himself embroiled in a FIFA complaint following his Porto exit in January. The Colombian made the switch to Liverpool from FC Porto after the Reds beat Tottenham to his signature, with Diaz being hugely impressive in Portugal, where he spent 3 years. Porto have long enjoyed the fruits of the South American market and added the now Red star back in 2019 from Barranquilla-based Atletico Junior. When they signed him as part of the deal for Diaz, it was stated that Atletico Junior were entitled to retain 20% of his economic rights. This clause enabled them to a portion of his next transfer fee, a common inserted clause between South American and European clubs in moves for promising young players. But following Diaz's £40 million move to Anfield, this 20% of the fee owed by Porto has not been paid to the Barranquillan club, who rightly feel aggrieved. As a result, a complaint has been lodged with FIFA, as the club seek a reported outstanding payment of £7.7 million according to reports in Colombia, which FC Porto have been given 45 days to make payment of. £7.7 million is a huge sum of money for a club of Atletico Junior's size. With Transfer Market reporting their squad value at £21 million, it's no surprise they've lodged this complaint. Liverpool had been eyeing a summer move for the 25-year-old, but were forced to act quicker than they had planned when Tottenham looked to secure the services of Diaz in January. The North Londoners hesitated when it came to the fine points of the deal, which gave enough time for the Reds to swoop in and bring the winger to Merseyside. Reports in Portugal suggest that the Porto playing and management staff, and naturally fans, were furious and shocked that Diaz was allowed to leave for a fee as low as £40 million, holding much higher estimations for the young winger. Porto were looking to raise a bank-busting £83 million for Diaz, which would trigger the £66.4 million clause in his contract and hand former club Junior de Barranquilla £16.6 million for the 20% stake in the player they still held. But new Anfield transfer chief Julian Ward was able to drive down Porto's demands, with Liverpool paying just £37.5 million up front. With moves to both Spurs and Liverpool on the table, Diaz spoke to former United and Chelsea striker Radamel Falcao and ex-Everton winger James Rodriguez about his next move, with both urging him to join the Reds. He started his career with Barranquilla FC before moving to Junior de Barranquilla, or Atletico Junior, in 2017. 2 years later, Porto swooped by, signing Diaz on a 5-year contract after agreeing to pay the Primera A division club €6 million for 80% of his economic rights. Porto's owners SAD opened talks about buying the remaining 20% of Diaz's rights in November 2021, but didn't have the cash to proceed with the deal. A move which the Portuguese club will regret, as they now face legal action from FIFA over an unpaid fee to Diaz's former side. Perhaps Atletico Junior of Barranquilla will also be disgruntled that their 20% sell-on clause will only equate to a £7.7 million fee for a player whose market value is set to only skyrocket from here on in. Diaz has proved a massive hit since moving to the Premier League. He scored 6 times in 22 outings for Liverpool as they chased the quadruple, including a much-needed equaliser in the draw with Tottenham last time out. Whilst it's clear that Diaz has already impressed his new manager Jurgen Klopp and his fellow teammates.
He's been special. We've tried to help him as much as we can, all the players. We know how difficult it is coming in January, and, we've tried to, and the coaches and everyone else has got him up to speed and things like that. But, he's a special player, and the talent he has, and, the will to win and everything, he just fits us perfectly. And, it was tough to take Jots off. I think he's been excellent this season, but, Luis came on and he made a big difference. He did. He played on the left, he started pushing him back. Started, taking the ball, dribbling and everything. So it was a really good half from him. But he's been special since the day he's came in, and it's a pleasure to play with him. And hopefully he'll only get better as well. With a full pre-season and things like that under his belt, then I believe he'll get better, which is scary. But what he's producing the here and now is pretty special as well.
When you sign a player, you never know in the moment how quick it will go. Obviously, Luis has so many things he needs to have an impact here, and we saw that in the first moment. But then there's still a difference between seeing it in training and bringing it on the pitch. But he's obviously exactly what you really get what you see in training. You get it as well in the game. So yeah, brilliant so far.